Hello everybody, in F15 Diecast here. We're about to unbox the Hot Wheels 2025 International Case. The regular treasure hunt for this case is the Chevroletor, which is like a concept that they did last year. Chevy and Corvette created basically a fantasy Hot Wheel that they wanted to make if they were to make a real car. And the super treasure hunt is the McLaren Speedtail. We are dry for supers this year, so maybe we'll pull that, or maybe we won't, and we'll keep the streak going where we don't get any single supers for the year, which is annoying. All right, setting it up there. All right, here we go. First three cars. Here we go. Mid-mill carryover from the last case. Here it is in teal and a Honda Civic Custom banger. Ooh. That is going to be popular, folks. Keep an eye out for that one. It will probably not be on the pegs. And we have a Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile. Here it is in black. We had it in gold and I think blue earlier this year, maybe. All right, next three. Zinger 21C in the orange. 17 Ford F-150 Raptor carryover from the last case. And the Honda Moto Compo, also a carryover from the last case, but a new casting for 2025. All right, next three. Track Dwagon carryover from last case and new casting from last year. Maserati Shamal in black. Recolor from the red that we got earlier this year. That is way cleaner. I actually like that a lot more. And another Honda Moto Compo. Why is there so many of these? Oh my goodness. All right, we got a 71 Lamborghini Amura SV in the black from the last case. And a recolor. 67 Mustang black. That is gorgeous. Also a carryover from the last case, but it is an amazing casting. And a 15 Land Rover Defender double cab, also a carryover from the last case. Not too shabby. Last case did see the first, oh, look at that. That is the 62 Corvette Gasser. This was the super treasure hunt from the last case. Here it is. We did not pull it. And the Ronaldo E-Space F1 in the yellow. This thing is banger. And yes, this was also in the last case. Little Roar, I think, was in the last case. It's a mini fantasy crossover thing. I don't know. It's cool, but not my taste. Oh, we got a Hotco Type D in a recolor from the white and yellow. Here it is in red and black. That looks way better. Why do the recolors usually look better? Like 9 times out of 10, the recolor is always better. Drift and Brake in orange, saw it in pink earlier this year. Here it is in orange. Cruise Bruiser saw it this, honestly, in pink as well earlier this year. Here it is in yellow. So that's actually kind of funny. Those two get pulled together. Oh, 89 Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC AMG. Carryover from the last case, but it is amazing nonetheless. All right, we got an RD06 that is new to the case. And a Toyota GR86 Coupe, also a recolor. And I believe a carryover from the last case as well. A lot of carryovers. All right, Land Rover Defender 90. That's kind of cool. We see 2 Defenders or 2 Land Rovers in the same case. This is new to the case. Another mid-mill. And here is the regular treasure hunt, the Chevroletor. This is like a fantasy thing that Chevy kind of was like, yeah, if we were to make a fantasy Hot Wheel, this is what it would be. And they gave the concept of Hot Wheels, and they turned it into a treasure hunt for this year. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. All right, 70 Plymouth Super Bird. Saw it in yellow earlier this year. Here it is in red, recolor. Kowloon Hypervan in yellow with pet transport, and another Trek Dwagon. All right, we got a Dune It Up recolor from the white. Here it is in red. Ravager ST. That looks sick. It is fantasy, but it is a sick fantasy. It's like pretty much a crossover for a Mustang and, I don't know, Corvette. I don't know, the thing's banger. And a custom 18 Ford Mustang GT. That is new to the case. No deco in the back, no decos in the front. Decos on the hood, though. And on the side, that is sweet. That is a sweet Mustang. Highly powerful for sure. Highly powerful for sure. All right, Alfa Romeo Giulia T1 or TI Super. Jesus. That is got full deco treatment in the back. On the side, nothing on the front, but it doesn't really need it because it's got a differential in the grille with the seats. That is banger new casting for 2025. That is a highlight for sure. Drift and Brake again, and another Maserati Shamal. Last three for the Honda Civic EF. That's 2 Civics. And next to that is the Ferrari F40 Cappuccino. That was new to last case. Oh, wait. Is this new? Is this in the last case? This one might be new to this case. I can't remember. There was a Ferrari in this case, but it didn't look like this one. Or maybe it did. I don't know. The name definitely doesn't ring a bell. And the Street Wiener. But yeah, these two bangers, 2 Hondas, and a Ferrari. This case is already winning. Let's see. If you made it this point to the unboxing, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do all the mainline unboxings as well as car culture unboxings, monster trucks. All my shorts are pretty much unboxing all the mainlines as well as Disney Pixar car stuff. That's been going ham. But yeah, please consider subscribing to the channel and give this video a big old thumbs up. Second half of this case feature Rizmo in the purple. That's sweet. 68 Lotus Type, a 49 in the red with the dude. That is a carryover from last case in the Audi 90 Quattro. Here it is in gray. That is a sweet one. That I think is new to the case. Don't remember seeing that in the last one. Or if it was, I didn't get one. All right, 69 Dodge Coronet Super B. That is banger. Kind of Bumblebee vibes, especially with the name. Pterodactyl in the white. We saw that last year. It was a new casting. It's meh. And a Gordon Murray Automotive T50S recolor. We had it, I think, in red. Red, maybe, earlier this year. Here is in a teal. Again with the teal, folks. I'm telling you, some kind of conspiracy theory with the teal. But that Corvette, or that Dodge is definitely going to make the highlight pile. Hot Wings, new from the last case. Porsche 911 Carrera Clip was new from the last case. And the Pontiac Aztec Custom is from the last case as well. I'm running out of space. Running out of space. All right, next three. What do we got? Speed Driver, that's a new casting. That's one of those tool cars that actually works as like a tool. Does it have? Yep, it's got the hex nut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, hex. Pretty sure it's hex nut. I don't know what the top thing does. Maybe strips wires? That'd be dope. VW T3 Custom, one of my favorite castings from last year. Terrible color choices, but here it is finally in a better color choice. If you've seen some of the customs that people did with this thing last year, they were amazing. Way better than what the brown poopies we got. Gordon Murray Automotive T50 again. That is that VW is gonna make the highlight pile. All right, what do we got? Crescendo. That's a recolor. I don't remember what color it was earlier this year, but here it is in green. Little Roar and a 15 Land Rover Defender double cab in the red. All right, I see a Batmobile. Nope, that's not a Batmobile. That's a Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. We got that in the last case. Here is another one, so be on the lookout for that. Slim Slide Burn. That is... Hey, that's new for 2025. I was going to say I don't recognize this, but there it is. 2025. New castings. Got an engine in the front and a Mazda RX-3 in this matte black. It looks matte black to me from the case. That is sweet. Can't wait to pop that open. That is definitely making the highlight for sure. What else we got? We got another 68 Lotus 49 in the red. Another 17 Ford F-150 Raptor in the blue. And another 71 Lamborghini Miura SV in the black. All right, next three. Another Toyota GR86 Coupe. Another Hot Wings. And another Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile. Coming down to the bottom half of this case. Losing my pile. Losing the pile. Oh, pile's gone. We tried it. Couldn't save it. All right. Oh, another Porsche 911 Carrera Clip. That is sweet. Let's see another one of those. I only got one in my last case. Monto Racer. That's a recolor. I think we had it in like a white, yellow maybe earlier this year. Here it is in like a teal again. Honestly, Hot Wheels. What's going on with the teal this year? And another 67 Mustang. Love to see that. That is going to be definitely one that I add to my collection. Zinger 21C in the orange. Here it is again. Another Alfa Romeo Giuliano T1 Super. And another Ferrari F40 Competizione. Nice to see two of those. I don't... Oh, of course, that's a flippin' fast. The first super treasure hunt of the year is going to be the McLaren Speedtail. It took us all the way to the K case, but it is here, folks. And a Cruise Bruiser. That is the super, which means I don't think I have a regular. There is the symbol. Get some lighting on that thing. You see it? There it is. First super of the year. I wish I'd gotten a different one, honestly. This one's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. I'm not going to lie. This one's okay. But it wasn't the super that I thought I'd be pulling, and yet here we go. So there we go. Super of the year. First one of the year. That is sweet. Saw that before you did. Sorry, folks. But yeah, we got another Heiko Type D in the red, and a Kowloon Hypervan, and then the super from the last case as the main line. 62 Corvette Gasser. Wow. Okay. Woo! Finally did it. Finally got a super. Whew. Jittery every time. Love it. All right, cool. That's going to be a highlight for sure. There you go. Put that right there. Nope. Don't break it. Stop. And it doesn't have any bends. Perfect. All right, continue with the highlights. Oh, jeez. Mazda RX-3 in the black, the matte black. That's going to be a highlight. I think I highlighted this last time. Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team is definitely going to make the highlight pile again. This case is got some sweet bangers in it. VW T3 Custom. Sad to see only one of these in my case, but that is making the highlight pile for sure. Audi 90 Quattro will make my highlight pile. I actually love this casting and this car. Alfa Romeo Giulia T1 Super, new casting for 2025 is going to make the highlight pile. We're going to go ahead and throw in the custom 18 Ford Mustang GT with all the deco. The regular treasure hunt, of course, is going to make the highlight pile. That looks sweet. Put that right next to the Super. Yeah, there you go. I'll highlight the Ferrari F40 Cappuccino because I don't think this was from the last case. I think the Ferrari from last case was different, so that's going to make the highlight pile. 90 Honda Civic EF in the lime green is going to make the highlight pile. I think we got it red earlier this year. We'll throw the other Honda on here, the Honda Civic Custom. That thing is banger. That's going to make the highlight pile. This is a lot of highlights. This case might be better than the last case. And the 69 Dodge Cornet Super B is going to make my highlight pile. Again, these are my highlights. They don't have to be yours. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to like them. And the Maserati Chamal Recolor is going to make the highlight pile as well in the black. That concludes this unboxing, folks. I am stoked. I can't believe I got the Super. Again, if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Thank you for watching, as always. Hope to see you next time. And deuces. Check out the rest of my videos.